Mic drop. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're so excited to come to you guys live today and be able to share about power hours, what they are, how they can help you, and who the people that are delivering them, what they are and how they can help you, because you need help inside of your business. We all need help at some point in time. And sometimes just being able to have a fresh set of eyes, we're trying to figure out what it is that we need to figure out, can be amazing. Trust me, I've been there. I've got help when I needed help, and it's amazing how it can propel your business into a whole different path. And that is really, really awesome, you guys. So thanks so much for joining us today. I want to personally welcome you guys. We've got Natalie Chama in the house. Welcome, Natalie. She is from the UK. She's an online writing tutor for middle school and secondary school. So awesome. I love it. And then we also have Robert in the house, and several more of you guys are in here. We got Moella from Zambia. Isn't it cool? Like, we just have so many people from all over the world that always, like, I love that. So thank you guys for being here. Feel free, type in who you are, where you're from, and what it is that you tutor, and maybe we'll get the opportunity to say hello to you. And as we're chatting this morning, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them on in there. We'd love to be able to answer your questions for you. So today, you guys, we're going to start by welcoming someone very special, very near and dear to my heart. Her name is, they're all like, it's me, it's me, it's me. Yes, you're all very near and dear to my heart. Terry Grigsby. Woo woo. Hey, Terry. All right, you are mute, so we need to have you unmute. I had to mute everybody at the beginning there.
I win. She picked me.
Yes, I picked you, and I'm just so grateful to have you on our team. You just have always been somebody who's there. You love to be able to help other tutors be able to get the results in their business that they want to be able to get. You've been with us for a really long time.
That makes me ancient.
No, it doesn't. If that makes you ancient, it makes me ancient. Because I've been here since the beginning. So.
Well, this is my 4th year tutoring. So, yeah,
Yes.
I've been with you since I started tutoring. So.
Yep.
So
4
that
years
means,
now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as soon as I knew that I was going to create the Jumpstart program, I knew I wanted you to be one of our coaches, to be able to help those tutors along. And you've done such a great job being a Jumpstart coach. And one of your superpowers is being able to get clients using short-term strategies. So let's dive into, what does short-term strategies mean?
So short term means you need them, and you need kids, and you need them quick. It's not things like working on your website, which is wonderful, and in long term may get you people, but it's short term things like doing Facebook posts directly saying I need students, or doing a Facebook buy sell trade, or going to next door and putting in tutor and seeing if anyone there needs a tutor, or putting flyers out. It's all those short term strategies that you're trying to get students, which is what we all want to do when we first start. We need them quick. Or there may be times as you're tutoring where, things go up and down and up and down. When you're in a low, you may need to kick into some of those short-term strategies again.
Yep, absolutely. And I think here's the big thing. People say, oh, I tried that. It didn't work. Look, when you don't know enough about marketing strategies and you create a marketing piece and it's not working, it doesn't mean the strategy doesn't work. It means that you need to change up the strategy. And so getting somebody like Terry to be able to take a look at what it is that you're doing and then giving you feedback so it can be better is going to help you get more students. So it's kind of like, like when you were in school and your teacher would like give you back, a paper and it had feedback at the top and you got a grade, but then like you never really got a second chance on it. Like that was it. Like that was your grade, right? That's kind of like what tutors are doing when they put out their marketing. Their grade, though, is the lack of leads, the lack of students coming in the door to have conversations with, right? And so there's a negative consequence when you don't know how to put it in right or change a couple of things to make it better so that people are attracted to the messaging that you're putting on out there. So,
can I throw one thing in on that idea?
Yeah.
When I hear people say, well, I tried that, it didn't work. I honestly, in my whole tutoring career, have never once said that to myself. When something doesn't work, which it will not work sometimes, in my little Terry brain, and maybe physically out in the real world, I go, challenge accepted. And then I think, what do I need to change to make this work for me? Because it didn't work what I tried. I'll change one thing, see if that makes any difference. And then if that doesn't work, I'll try another thing. And when I hit upon the thing that works, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to keep repeating it for when I need it. So for me, it's never, it doesn't people say Facebook buy-sell trades don't work for me. Well, what are the different things you tried within trying to make Facebook buy-sell trade work?
Right.
That's the important part, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got all excited for a minute.
Yeah. When did you first realize that buy sell trade on Facebook could work?
Ann Miller, who was in our group early on too, said something about Facebook buy sell trades in a comment somewhere, and I was just reading other people's posts, which is, by the way, a really good tactic. I thought, ooh, Facebook buy sell trade, I don't know anything about that. So I went to work and I started trying things until I finally found the right time of day for me and the right kind of stuff to put in the post. And then I started getting people. Did I get 1,000 people? I don't get 1,000 people, but I don't need 1,000. Through Facebook buy sell trades, maybe I've gotten 5. But that, if I usually, once I get them, I don't throw them back. I keep them until they're out of high school. So, that's a pretty good investment for a free ad.
Free ad, and I think that's really a big difference here. Is we're not talking about paid advertising methods that are going to suck your profits quicker than you can suck down your water. That's not what we're looking at. We're not looking at those paid advertisements. There's just too much involved with those paid advertising if you don't have experience with Facebook ads or Google ads, B, don't know how to market yet because you don't know how to sell to your ideal client, right? You're brand new to this, maybe you're coming from the teaching world where your students were just filled into your classroom, you didn't have to do any advertising to get them there, right? There are different methods and tactics that we need to use to be able to get people to move forward with our tutoring systems. If you don't know what those are, those Facebook ads and Google ads, you're going to be throwing money away. So that's not a strategy that we promote here unless you already have some prior experience with it and have had success with it. I mean, the
other thing I would say for all the short-term marketing in Jumpstart this week, if you haven't joined Jumpstart, by the way, it's great. But in Jumpstart this week, we were talking about the empathy chart. And until I did that empathy chart, and when Joanne put it up, I thought, oh, brother, here she goes again. But I did it because Joanne said to do it, and I trusted Joanne, so I did it. And then I started moving my short-term strategy to fit that empathy chart. Holy cow, my world exploded on how many leads I got.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, because your language changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you have to go for what's the parent looking for, what are they thinking or feeling, instead of here's my resume, because I came from the teaching world. That's what I thought I was supposed to do. Nope, doesn't work so well, right, guys?
Nope, absolutely. Yeah, so I always see people, like, one of the biggest mistakes I see people making is they'll put on their how many years they've been teaching, because they're like, oh, I have to add credibility on there, what schools they've went to, what schools maybe they've taught at. All this stuff is like blah blah blah. It doesn't really speak to your ideal client. That's not what they're looking for. And so we put what we think is important to them versus what's actually important to them on our marketing. Right.
No one's ever asked me what high school or college I went to or what degree I held. Well, I'm proud of my work. Nobody else cares.
Nope. They only have one thing in mind. Can you help my child? And do you like working with kids like mine? Right. And I think that's really, really important. So let's say you've got like a specialty, like you're really good at working with kids that have certain kinds of learning disabilities, right? Then you want to really like make that a part of your voice, that you help those kinds of kids and be able to move forward with them. So you want to add that on in there. Awesome. So if you guys are looking for how to amp up your specific short-term strategies, those quick strategies that are going to be able to get you students within, week, 2 weeks, really quick, so that you can get book solid as quickly as possible. Terry Grigsby is your girl. Why is she your girl? She got 10 students in 1 week. Okay?
And I'm very proud of that.
She did. You should be very proud of that. You know what? This is all about you guys. This isn't about a bunch of people who are going to teach you tactics that don't actually work, okay? I have only selected coaches that can actually teach you things that are going to help you bring your business to the next level. So it's not like everybody can teach everything here inside of this group. While, a lot of tutors have lots of skills, a lot of coaches have lots of skills that they can. I'm really just picking out one skill that's like their main, like their bread and butter. Like if you wanted help in this area, boom, you need to go to this person. And that's it.
By the way, I got those 10 students because I refused to give up, and I accepted that challenge and experimented for a week. That's how I got them.
Mm-hmm. You did. I remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was awesome.
I feel better.
See, now you don't feel so anxious, right?
Right.
I love it. Jasmine, you asked a great question. And, I wasn't even going to talk about myself at all. But you wanted to know about which coach has experience with creating and selling courses. This has been like something I've absolutely loved doing since I've started doing it. And I've really moved it to a whole nother level, I feel like, in the past year or two, where I've always had a live component with my membership group, but now with the courses as well, there's live components with each of the courses that kind of go on out as well. So if you're looking for help when it comes to course creation, design, how to add in that live aspect, I am your girl for that. It feels weird to say that. It's so much easier to talk about you guys than to be like, I'm your girl for that. I got you. But hey, you know what? We all got to be proud of what we are able to do. In fact, this past month, I was able to bring in you guys $30,000 in 1 month. And I know a big piece of that is because of the courses that I've created and have gone into that amount of money. And I'm not saying this to brag. You guys be like, oh, look at me. No, I'm saying it to you because I think people need to hear us teachers talking about money, okay? We need to hear what's possible. When I started teaching, I made $30,000 my first entire year of teaching. And I did that this month by January 17th. I think it was something like that. sometime last week. And it's amazing to have. I always knew it was possible, and it was something that I just kept working towards. And Kathy said, "What's your next goal?" And I said, I want to repeat it. I need to believe that I can do that again. So that's my next goal. I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to do $30,000 again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. And then my next goal is going to be my 50,000, because 50,000 is what I love teaching at. I want to have a $50,000 month. So I think that'll be a really cool goal to be able to make. And you guys, this stuff is all possible for you as well. Now, our next tutor coach, you guys, is absolutely incredible when it comes to Instagram. She is the Instagram maven. She's great at social media and being able to create content that gets people following her and hiring her. We've got in the house Esme. Woo woo. All right. I think I have to
Can I do it?
There we go. Yay.
Hi.
Hi, Esme. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm so excited. I want to start by saying that I only had an Instagram personal page not too long ago, a couple of months ago, and really just had a few followers on a business page that somehow I opened. And I thought, hey, maybe I should do something there, because I had totally focused on Facebook and started to just kind of figure it out. And I think I posted two things. And I made two posts, and then an acquaintance, long-time acquaintance, she said, you're tutoring, you're still tutoring. I said, yes. She's like, I need you, like, you're hired. I was like, oh, okay, that was quick results. And then a week later, after starting to work with her child, she told her public, actually private school parent that she had hired a tutor. They're all having problems with learning to read in the private school for the early grades. So she hired me. So I increased, in a time span of a week or two, I increased my income by 780. Well, that changed everything for me. So then I got really serious about my Instagram and just really started to figure it out. And I just want to give the analogy. My children played soccer, and a lot of the parents, when the kids were younger, they would say, we just want them to have fun. Mm-hmm. And my husband would insist on, let's have practice. And so, of course, they would go to the game, and they were losing. They couldn't even keep up. They didn't have stamina. They were not having fun. And the parents misunderstood that having fun was just running out there and playing. They misunderstood that the other team had done the work. They did the work. They had the stamina. They had the strategy. They had the skills. And the same goes for us when we get on social platforms and we don't really know how to play the game. And I, by luck, got 780 increase. But now I'm like, could that be sustainable on Instagram? So that has been my, I've actually taken my mastermind call on that journey with me as I'm growing, and I'm 10 steps ahead of them. But it's been a great, just this month I got a lead from Instagram. So I'm supposed to do a free assessment. Not only did my Instagram get better, but my Facebook content got better. Yeah. So repurposing. And so I got a lead from Facebook this last week. So that's awesome. Clearly I'm starting to resonate. My content is starting to resonate with the audience that there's so much to it. It's not just about doing a story or adding little features. I mean, it's everything that you've taught us, Joanne. It's just putting it to practice in a different platform, but the things don't change. The knowing the pain, the what do you call them? The pain out points of people, what their needs are, and trying to be more focused on them and than what we want necessarily. We want this ideal client, but there's this need here, and so within that range of what we can do. So I just love it. I'm just like, it excites me. I never thought that I would be excited about Instagram because I kind of avoided it a lot.
Yeah.
And only used it because I work with youth at my church. So I kind of threw things out there for them. Didn't realize that my target audience is really there, young moms with children in the elementary grades, and just have found that it's a growing community. I'm learning, I'm enjoying, I'm doing Instagram lives now. on a weekly basis with other tutors collaborating. And so it's just exciting. And a lot of my parents follow me on there. And so I'm just, it's a growing process. And, just excited to have gotten a new lead, someone I completely do not know at all. And we just need to play the game, but we need to develop the skills and the strategy and the stamina. I know, like what Terry is saying, people say, in our group, oh, but, I'm on there, nothing's happened. And I'm like, well, it's not the only strategy you're using. With the work you're putting in right now, it's going to come through when you least expect it because you're working somewhere else. You're doing what you're saying. You're doing the other work. You're doing Suzanne's blogging. You're doing other things. And you keep putting things down the pipe, and all of a sudden it's going to overflow. And honestly, I'm fully booked right now. And I'm thinking, if I have this assessment with a student, where am I going to put them? So I'm at that point where I'm keeping my visibility on Instagram. I know that I'm fully booked, and my students stay with me throughout the school year, even through the summer most times. So I'm just trying to, I think I asked Jessica over there, I was going to call you Jackie for a minute. I said, do you ever take students? Because, another issue that I ran into, I want to throw this out because I'd never thought about, Joanne, is, I have an overflow of students, and who do I pass them on to? And I have a great tutor that I'd like didn't, meet, but her rates were too low. And I had already had this family for a year. So I couldn't send my student to her after they've been paying my rate.
Right.
And so I had to reach out to Jessica. I'm like, I hope you're keeping your rates up there, because, and it's something that we don't think about, because that would make the family feel like, whoa, wait a minute. One of it is that what I was asked is it a good tutor?
Yeah.
That equate a lower price with why is this person so experienced? So it was a lesson that I learned just in that, thinking, oh boy, I've got to find some tutors that I know that I can trust, that are active, that are doing their business, but are within my rate, so that when I pass them on to them when the time comes, because I do have an overflow, that it's not going to be like, oh, we're going from my rate to $25 an hour.
Yeah, I've seen that happening a lot, where people are like, okay, you need to be at least charging this. It's like, I'm not passing this student on to you, and then you're going to give them like this cheaper rate, which, most people are really happy when that happens. They're like,
of course, for them it would be, yeah, sure.
Right? That totally makes it worth it for everybody. And I think what's really cool, you guys, about this community is that we really do share a lot inside of the community. But there are also things that I think are really important for us to pay for, right? And if you're looking for education and you want to be able to learn the ins and outs of exactly what these tutors are doing, it is definitely worth the time for them to take a look at your stuff, see what you're creating. If you're looking for feedback, if you're looking for ideas, if you're looking for suggestions, these tutors are going to be helping you out with being able to do that. And this is why we've moved to the power hour kind of strategy, because in an hour you can accomplish a lot, right? But at the same time, a lot of these tutors, they are book solid. So it's really easy to throw in a one-off, like 1 hour session versus throwing in like monthly, like ongoing sessions with the same client. So you'll be able to purchase monthly ongoing ones if you would like to, but a lot of people, they just want to start with just one, like let's start with 1 power hour and see how it goes. So you have the ability to do that. I'm going to put the link inside of the chat for you guys, so that if you have seen something so far and you're like, yeah, I need help with that, then this is where you turn, you guys. So again, Terry Grigsby, she is our short-term strategies goal girl. Esme is our Instagram gal. And we've got Kathy Cousino. Woo woo! Hey, Kathy. How's it going, girl? Long time no see.
I know. It's going awesome.
Good. And you came from the special ed world, didn't you?
Yes, I have.
And your big, a lot of times when our students come to us, they have a lot of special ed needs. And a lot of times parents, for whatever reasons, I haven't really figured it out. They either don't tell us that their child has a special ed need, they don't know if their child has a special ed need, or they're trying to test us to see if we can figure out what the special ed need is. I haven't figured out which one of those three scenarios it is, or if it's just a combo of all of them. But there's always, our students are dealing with special ed needs, and your big thing is you're like, look, I can be able to take a look and tell you what type of technology to use with them, what tools are going to be able to help them be able to get the greatest success in the shortest amount of time, right?
Exactly.
Yes. And how did you start figuring out how that would all work online?
Well, because of you. I worked in the school system for well over 20 years as a learning disability specialist, and I could not stay doing the politics and the negativity. And then I knew I knew how to teach, but I didn't know how to do it online.
Mm-hmm.
So then I Googled Joanne. Well, I didn't Google Joanne. I Googled online tutoring and found Joanne. And then I think I watched every video and and all of that. So I learned an awful lot. And what's been fun lately is using all of like the assistive technology that I use with my severely dyslexic students and actually being able to do it online.
Mm-hmm.
So it's using the text to speech, the speech to text, but also teaching them. My big thing is to make them as independent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to teach them how to do it on their own. They don't need me to dictate to, which I've done a lot of doing that. I want to teach them to be as independent as possible. So I work on that a lot with the kids and getting the technology set up. It's also no one kid, if there's special needs or regular ed kids, everybody is different. No one program works for every student. So you have to be able to think out of the box and be able to pull from this program and this program. And I'm trained in so many different programs, which is really, it's awesome because I was very lucky to have my department trained us in so many things. But I'm able to pull from each of the different programs to find what works for each student.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
her specialty. So if you got kids that you're just like, I'm stuck, like I have no idea what to do with the student, then sometimes we need our own professional development or our own like coach that we can go to and be like, okay, in the school system we have like department heads we can kind of go to and bounce ideas off of, right? But when you start your own tutoring, it's really hard to have that kind of relationship with somebody that you can just like kind of go to and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this, can you help me? Right. Well, we've got that built in here for you guys so that if you're like, I have no idea, I need to brainstorm about this kid. Here's what's going on. Here's what I'm looking for. Can you help me? Here's what I've tried. It's not working. She'll be able to brainstorm some different ideas, solutions, and show you how to use those strategies. So awesome. And we have also in the house today, you guys, we've got Elizabeth. Woo woo. My VA extraordinaire. And I think what's really cool is I'm not, if you need like certain VA services, absolutely, like Elizabeth can do certain things for you. Like I think at one point we had somebody was going to be taking a vacation from like their Facebook group and they needed someone to monitor it. And so you were able to go on in and monitor their Facebook group for them. And they were able to go on vacation and not worry that their Facebook group was going to fall apart, or the wrong people were going to be mentioning things inside of there. So there's little things like that that Elizabeth can do for people as well. But I think one of the really cool things that you guys don't know about Elizabeth is that she's really great with using Wix and helping people out with their websites, which is fantastic. And Jessica's like, oh yeah, she's helping me right now. Because I've walked her through it so much that she now can walk other people through it. Okay, you guys. And she's really good at being like, okay, I know where this needs to go. And there's just a certain formula for your website that kind of needs to be present. And she knows exactly what that formula is and where things need to go. And she understands like the different like wording and all of that great stuff. Now, Elizabeth, in the beginning, you had tried one of those strategies that we were kind of like ixnaying like right off the bat. You had tried in the beginning the Google ads and the Facebook ads, didn't you?
I tried them both. Yeah, I tried all of that, and and also I had before I really got plugged into the community, I had a website that wasn't up to par with what I have now, and of course I'm always continuing to update my website. It's always, as you say all the time, a living thing, constantly changing. But yes, I did do the Facebook ads and Google ads, and would not recommend either one of them, at least when you're starting out, if you have zero marketing experience, because they just do not work for tutors when you're starting out. They are a huge waste of money.
Yeah.
They can be.
And you didn't have a website yet when you were doing those ads, did you?
I did, but
okay.
It was not a good website. It was more like a resume. Like we talk about how it was like, hi, I'm Beth, and I took these classes and I have this much experience, and it was like womp womp womp, like from the Peanut Charlie Brown, yeah. So it wasn't speaking to what my ideal client needs, and it wasn't speaking to their fears, their dreams. I didn't know what an empathy map was, had no idea about any of that stuff yet. I learned all that from you. And so, so Google ads, Facebook ads were not going to work for me.
Right. And then you started putting in some of the strategies we talk about here. And, there's just so many strategies. And if you've already downloaded, we've got the 50 plus ways to be able to get online tutoring students. If you haven't downloaded that yet, definitely download that. It is in the description on the YouTube channel. Beth will grab a copy of that and put it inside of the Facebook group for those of you that don't have it. But I think that a lot of people, they take a look at that list and they're like, oh yeah, done that check, that didn't work, this didn't work, this one I'm going to try, this one I don't feel like trying. It's like this like buffet of choices, right? And at the end of the day, you guys heard Esme saying this, look, you've got a funnel. You've got to be trying lots of different things. If you want to put, if you're going to put all of your time and energy on only one strategy, you're going to be wasting your time. You need to have a good mix of these short-term strategies and long-term strategies. Esme has a long-term strategy, which is the social media. It's not a short-term strategy. It can sometimes feel like a short-term strategy because a post here and there can get you some clients, right? But Esme is really keeping up her name and building up her followers and all of that kind of stuff, right? Which makes it different than just a short-term strategy of just throwing out a post or crafting a well-designed post like Terry is able to do and be able to get a client, right? They're two different strategies. So I think those are kind of some really, really helpful to know. But it's really exciting that we have somebody on our team that can really guide people through how to use Wix. Some people find it really easy to use. Other people get stuck. And a lot of people, they want to hire somebody, right, to just kind of do it. And if you're going to hire someone to do it, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars.
Right. I mean, and also it's so helpful to at least be able to, like, if you need somebody to help you kind of figure out how to do it, that's great, but it's so helpful to figure out how to do the things yourself so that when you do, because if you just have somebody create it from the very beginning and don't do any of the process, aren't involved with anything, then when you come across edits that need to be made along the way, or problems that come up, you won't know how to do those either. So I think
Exactly.
that's really important.
And that is one of the biggest things, right? Okay, so then you hire somebody to do it, but you don't know how to make any of these changes, so you got to hire somebody else to do that part too.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being more than the initial cost that they quoted, because this is now extra time. And a lot of people don't realize that you can't just have a website sitting there and not be adding to it. If you're not adding to it, Google's never going to find it. It's not about keywords anymore. It's not just putting keywords on your website and hoping to get found. This is about creating an ongoing marketing strategy, you guys. And each one of these tutors has really something unique and special that we can definitely be tapping on into. So Elizabeth can really help with that website. If you're stuck on that portion, she'll be able to help you with that. You guys know that we also have the wonderful oh, don't tell me I'm going to blank now. Suzanne Davis, who can help with blogging and Pinterest. Those are like her big two things and big ways where she's able to get found. And it's amazing. On Suzanne's funnel, we fixed one little button and boom, just like that, she started like everything. It's almost like, you know, when you have like a hose, and all of a sudden it's not flowing very well, and you go in, you find the kink, you undo the kink, and now all of a sudden it's flowing. Well, that's exactly what we did to Suzanne's funnel, is we took that little kink out. Boom. She then had like this flowing thing. But it was all because she already had this thing in place with Pinterest, with blogging, with all of this going on, that we were even able to make that possible. And so now she has weekly people asking her for consults and everything. So that's really, really great. So I love that you guys have a place where you can trust that tutors who have been running their own businesses are there able to help you with your business as well. And guess what, you guys? We have a new star on board. Woo woo! I got to meet Jessica a few weeks ago. She came to our content creation retreat over in Florida, and she's the one who created the video. So you guys saw the video of what like the back behind the scenes looked like at our retreat. That was all because of Jessica. So Jessica has really gotten into getting excited about video editing and making it look professional for YouTube, and really creating a YouTube presence to be able to build her online tutoring business. So you guys welcome Jessica. Woo! Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Joanne. Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me here.
So glad you are here and joining us. It's going to be so much fun to be able to have you on board. So what excited you about learning how to like edit videos for YouTube?
So I actually wrote some things down so that I wouldn't forget, but I think I did a little bit of video editing in college and I liked it, but I didn't pursue it after college. So I just thought, well, that was just a blip on the radar. It's something I did. But I noticed how maybe powerful sounds cheesy, but how like when you learn how to do something new that's cool, you're like, oh man, I actually liked that. I've never done that before. So I liked writing, but I couldn't help but think that when I get to know a person, if I can see a video of them, I'm more into it. You know, like if there's not a video, it's a bit more cold and distant, not to knock the people who don't like video, you know, I mean, but I just thought, I think a video might be like a faster way to get to know somebody. I mean, that's how we found you, most of us here. It's like, oh, okay, this tutor lady, she's making videos, and then you start listening to the words and understanding the personality. So with video editing, it's something that you're always getting better. Like, as technology improves, as ideas improve. And I'm just one of those people that, other than like a few other pastimes I have, I would just sit and watch YouTube video after YouTube video. And now I not just for entertainment purposes, but to learn. And I noticed the different styles of video. And I noticed, I'm like, they're using iMovie. I have that on my computer. It came with my computer. I think I can do something. So I made a video. Like, it was a couple of years ago. I had to relearn everything. Like, I had some of the basics for editing, but I was like, we need to watch some tutorials of how to do things. And that takes quite a while if you really want to make a decent video. You can make a poorly made one, you know. And I thought, no, I want to elevate it and make it better. So I just watch a lot of videos and spend a lot of time yelling at my computer screen, just learning how to do it. And then I realized you have to spend a little bit of money on equipment, but you can do it fairly in an affordable way.
Yeah.
So I just liked it.
And you can just build on it too. Like your equipment can get more fancy as time goes on. You know, you can get as fancy as you need to get or keep it as simple as you need it. I do agree with you. I really do feel like people can get to know your personality and who you are when they see you on video. It's a very quick, easy way to get to know people's personalities. And I think that's half of sometimes what people are looking for as well. Like, well, will this person really get along with my kid, or those kinds of things? They're able to really determine that from your video pretty easily. You know, are you somebody who smiles too much? Are you somebody who doesn't smile? Are you like just little things that you don't even think about, right? That they might be looking at and catch on to and be like, yeah, that's the person for me. That's who I want to work with. I feel like I'm always caught in that. Like every time I see somebody like on camera, I'm like, oh, I totally want them to work with my kid, or I totally want them to do this, or I totally want them to do that. That's awesome. They rock. And so it excites me to see you guys doing videos. I remember when Jessica came into the Jumpstart group and she started sharing her videos. I'm like, oh my gosh, like it stuck out to me like, okay, this girl knows what she's doing when it comes to video editing, because nobody comes in with these kinds of skills. So it was really cool just to see how you were able to tap into that then for what it is that you do and continue to see it. And so you have a channel, it's called JPEZ Talks. And so if people want to be able to check that out, go on over there, subscribe, you know, we got to, right? Subscribe. She's building it on up. So help her out as she builds that up. But also take a look at some of the video things that she's able to do there and see, is that something that you want to be taught, right? If it is, then you definitely want to click on the link and schedule a power hour with her where she can show that to you. Now, you guys know that we've got a couple of different options here. We've got Becca, who can just edit the videos for you. One-off shot, and then we got somebody who can show you how to edit the videos, because like that's more for somebody who is looking like for, no, I really want to make this part of my content strategy. It's cool to get to know those different elements and strategies to build on in, whereas Becca's more like, okay, you need like some quick content real quick. Yep. And you created a video and you need me to edit it. Cool. I can do that. Right. So we've got both types of features there to help on out. All right, Elizabeth, I saw your hand on up real quick.
Oh, I was just going to say I put Jessica's YouTube channel in the Facebook comments. So if anybody wants that would be good to check.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely check it out. Really good stuff inside of there to see like just neat ways, like different ways. I think your unique personality shines through. I think that you could do a really good job too of helping people approach their topic in a new way. Because you do that so well.
And let us not forget that when you're editing, you can get rid of all your mistakes, because I never do anything perfect in one take, but I also don't like to rehearse. I'm not a big rehearsal girl. I don't really have time for that because we have students or family time. So I'll write out a script. Actually, that's all the stuff I could cover in a power hour, is how to approach it, what to do, how to plan for it, and how to do it efficiently, because I've gotten better. It does take time, but you might be a one video a month kind of person, and maybe that's all parents need. Or like me, I'm trying to make many different videos. The videos display your skills in different areas. So if you're a teacher who if you're tutoring math, but maybe you also are a very warm, friendly personality who's like almost a counselor, a parent might want that type. Well, they're not going to know that you're a counselor type until they see your videos.
Right. And by counselor, you mean like somebody who can help, like if their kid is struggling with like mindset kind of stuff, like.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they'll get to know that from your videos. Like Max Pavlovsky's really good at that. He loves bringing in like building kids up, right? You know, it's so easy to tear ourselves down, but yeah, to be able to build ourselves up sometimes can be kind of tricky. So some kids need additional help in that area. So I definitely think that could help them. So we've got lots of awesome people here on this team. This is just a small snapshot of them. We also, if you click on the link, you'll get to see the Power Hour link inside of there that shows each of them, and then there's a different link for you to hire them. And then underneath, when you process the payment, then there's going to be a link for you to get to their calendar, where you'll be able to schedule your time to be able to work with them. And so it's all built in, super nice for you guys, so that you can get the help that you need when you need it from the person that is most qualified to be able to help you in that area. What are some other things that you guys would like to talk about with Power Hours? Yeah, Kathy.
One thing that I've done for years is I've always helped a lot of people organize their businesses, or like for teachers, they'd have me go into their rooms and organize them, so it made it easier for them to teach or to find their materials. So I'm good at that, putting things together, creating, I guess, to-do lists. Actually, I'm creating one now that I have to do monthly, like check your My Google My Business, post there, just different things like that. So I'm really good at coming up with the tasks that will help streamline things. Mm-hmm. So I guess that would be another.
Well, yeah, I've worked with different tutors that have really struggled with organizing. Like, I was helping one tutor, and every single document was on her front page. Now, she knew where to go to get those documents, but I'm like, okay, each of your students needs a folder. Like, put your student stuff all inside of a folder. So, like, those are some of, like, the computer stuff, too, that, like, Kathy's really great at being able to help and organize you with. So if you feel like you're all over the place, she can take a look at where you're at currently and give you some solutions and ideas to be able to make it more organized and streamlined. That's going to give you more freedom, you guys. I don't know about you, but when you aren't having to waste time being able to find this or find that on your computer, you automatically are going to free your mind so that you can start thinking bigger about your business. You'll be able to fill that time with, what are some other things that I can do? Can I get more students? Can I, because if I didn't have to organize everything all of the time, I knew right where to go to get it, I could take on more students. It could be selling my hours one-on-one. Or I could be creating programs, courses. I could be writing a book that would sell my services. So many opportunities then open up where you could be utilizing your time, which are income producing activities. Income producing activities are any of those activities that bring in income. Yeah, Esme.
I just wanted to say, in working with the mastermind call group, I realized, because tutors are so busy, so we're speaking to tutors right now, is that they can only take things in chunks. And now I see it and I go, wow, you can't give people too much. They have to take a chunk and go and do it and come back. Mm-hmm. And it's just like changed everything to be realistic about how much you can put to action and do it and try it and practice it. The other thing is that I started doing when I was talking about something, and it's Instagram, so it's all visual. I think tutors don't realize how visual they are until they say, I don't know how to do that. And you can be speaking it, you can be writing it. And so I started using a screen recording to do a tutorial to show them, okay, this is how you go, this is where it's at, where it's at. And a lot of people don't know a lot of the features of Instagram. So a lot of times we're asking them to create content and we're asking them to be consistent, but just sometimes the basic skills of moving within the platform, they don't know. And so to me, like, the biggest thing that has really opened my mind is doing the screen recording tutorials. I'm like, oh, okay. I do a quick recording and I just go with, a few minutes. Here it is. This is how you share a story. This is how you add a GIF or GIF, whatever you call it. This is how you and I just see the next week they went and they did it. And so I'm just so, I think we need to keep in mind that people really are visual more than they're willing to admit, because most of us are readers, and but we're definitely very visual as well, just like our students.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I like to, that's why if we get stuck, a lot of times we'll just go to like YouTube, right? Because we need to see somebody show us how to do it. Anybody ever get frustrated when that YouTube video isn't there? I like get so mad. I'm like, come on, someone else didn't think about like creating something for this? Are you kidding me? Like I just expect it to be right there. But sometimes we need the hands on because not all computers are the same. So you might find like you're watching one of those videos like on YouTube and you're like, wait, I don't have a button there. That doesn't exist for me. And so like one of the things when I'm working one-on-one with somebody, I say, do me a favor, share your screen. I'm going to show you where to go. Because I know where to go. Like I know the process. And it doesn't matter if they move the buttons on me or if you're on a different computer or any of that. Like I still know where to go and what to do. It's just a matter of sometimes being like, somebody can't explain it because they didn't create that video in your language with your specific PC that you have. Which is another thing that Elizabeth is really good too. You got Mac users out there. If you're like want to be able to learn how to use anything Mac related, Kathy can help as well. Mac related issues that you seem to be having, they can guide you and walk you through those.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say a lot of the time some tutorials out there on YouTube and things are specifically for the program on the PC. And so there's not the equivalent one for the Mac. And so we're kind of left to our own devices to try to figure it out. And a lot of these things I've been able to kind of figure it out, some by trial and error, but I've now gotten on the other side of that and can help other people with, for example, you know, Canva and that kind of, Canva's a bad example, but things like Jessica's mentioning with iMovie and other Mac specific programs.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Awesome. And Natalie Chama says, congrats, Jess. Woo woo.
But I also wanted to say that with video, it's not just making 1 or 2 videos for a website. It's also like I want to encourage other tutors to create a YouTube channel because that's something I've, been doing for several months and I really enjoy it. And there's not really a lot of fantastic tutor YouTubers out there yet. I mean, there's not it's not like gamers or home improvement. There's tons and tons of channels on how to do makeup. But I would say we really need more tutors because I found that there are teachers creating videos that really are mostly for students or other teachers. But I think we need other tutors as well so we can get the word out like, hey, here's how we approach education. Here's what we can do. Mm-hmm. And, the more videos you have, the more you can actually show people how to do something.
I love that. Yeah. So it is very true. And a lot of times tutors will use what they see that's out there and think that's what they need to be creating. And it's like maybe part of it, but not all of it. Like there are just certain topics, like when we're talking about content creation, you need to also think about where is the parent right before they're ready to buy from you? Where's their mindset? What are they looking for already? Are they looking for books? Are they looking for apps? Are they looking for advice? Are they looking for, how to approach the parent-teacher conference? We have to look at it from the parent's point of view versus our own personal view and what we think that they need or the only thing that they think is going to be interesting.
I love doing reviews on products that I know my clients are already using with their kids for that reason. Mm-hmm. That's something I've gotten into lately. I know I'm working on one right now on a really popular app that people use in my field, and so I love doing stuff like that because people are wondering, okay, are these really helpful? Should I spend the time? And they can be really good keywords as well.
Yep, absolutely. It's all about keywords, right? Like that's how you can tap into the power of keywords today. It used to be you could put the keywords on your website, but if I put on online reading tutor on my website today, it's going to get less found because there's so many online reading tutors, right? Mm-hmm. But if I have a video that talks specifically about an app or book that somebody's about to read because their child is struggling in reading, now I'm going to get views from like a backdoor kind of way, right? They might not be ready to hire, but they might hire you in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, 2 years, 4 years. You never know. I have people who have been like, Joanne, I have been watching you forever. And I'm like, oh, how long have you been watching me? Like how long have I been around? I don't even know. I've actually been around since 2010, but I don't know if I really created, I wasn't really creating a YouTube channel. That was the last 2 years is when I started creating my YouTube channel. I had videos on my channel, but I can't say that I actually had an audience that I was specifically creating content for until about 2 years ago.
I think, Joanne, also as tutors, teachers, we're the worst at asking for help and admitting that we can't do something. And sometimes we'll go a long time before we actually ask, so where do you press for this? Or what does that mean exactly? And I think, as we work, those of us that work with the mastermind call, our groups are smaller and there's that opportunity and that trust built. But there are many times that I leave the call and I go, oh, if I just had an hour with this person, they could make such progress. Yeah. And Beth, you feel that way. You're just like, give me 1 hour and we can just jump ahead.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing. We do take our feet and we grind them to the ground, and then we take our head, we bang it across the wall a few times. Cause it's like, I cannot, in the beginning days, you guys, I didn't know when to stop. And so I would always get to that point and I would come upstairs, my face would be red and I'd be really angry. And my husband would be like, what's wrong? I'm like, I can't figure this out. And he'd be like, gosh, wish I could help you, but I don't know anything about that. I'd be like, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. That was really helpful. Because you're in the mode, you're just not there, right? Today, I know how to be like, you need to take a break. And either the answer is going to come to you when you need it, or you're going to need to find and seek out somebody who can help you. End of story. And it just makes life so much easier. I love it. You guys are amazing. I can't tell you guys enough how much I love my team. I love these guys so much. They are amazing. They are building incredible businesses. They are helping other tutors. They are there's no words to really express how I feel about the people that I bring onto my team. And I really love that when people talk about the people on my team, they just say, Joanne, you just bring on the most kindest, nicest people that are just so willing to help. And yeah, I do. I love each of you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. So thanks for being here and being on mission with me to be able to help as many tutors as we possibly can, be able to get the results in their business that they want so they can live the life that they want to be able to live. And, that's what this money allows us to do. It allows us to be able to have that freedom. For me, I'm going to be planning my first vacation with my family where for the first time it's not based off of how much money do we have, but it's based off of where do we want to go and what do we want to do. And that is really cool. So we're going to rent an RV, you guys. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to rent an RV. I don't really want to own an RV. Maybe I will after I rent one. We're going to rent an RV. We're going to fly to Vegas, get an RV, and then we're going to go to Zion National Park and go hiking. And my daughter has said that Zion National Park has been on her bucket list. She's a senior this year, and we're just going to take her there. And we're going to be able to do some fun things in Vegas. We're going to be able to do some great things, camping and just family time. And I'm really looking forward to it. And for the first time, it's we could put aside this much money for it because it's there. And that's what I want to be able to offer for you guys. So keep working it, you guys. The more that you guys learn, the more you grow, the more you can earn, and we are here to help you. So thanks, everybody, for joining us today. We will see you next week. Next week, I'm going to have TutorBird on Thursday. So definitely come join us for that. And they even have a special deal for us. So you definitely want to come so that you can check out what is their deal that they have for us that you're going to be able to take advantage of. They're also going to show us how to use their system and how to really organize your business using their tool that they have put into place so that you can have a one-stop shop for organizing your business. I've really loved this, you guys. I've been using TutorBird for a few years now. It is amazing. You're definitely going to want to check it out. So I'll see you guys next week and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.